there. But it's a drive.
A little, yeah. But yeah. Dude, it's so nice though to. Oh, I guess we're on here. Hopefully we're good.
16 inches, not bad.
Is he referring to the last storm?
Know how much taller you are than me now.
That's I would say like 7.
This is
Am I all the way down?
No, you're good. I just need a.
Is that better?
What's it called? I need a phone book.
Salty View Media. What are you referring to? 16 inches not bad. Was that the last storm? I don't know if we had that much. Or are you saying that that's what we're going to get this weekend?
I saw that that's what like Snowbird's base is right now. 16 inches.
Dude, at Solitude opening day, they claimed, I think it was 27 inches total for the season.
Wow.
And Dan and I were like, what?
So they started counting early because, I mean, it was dirt off piste.
Yeah, and the base was 7 inches.
I drove up to the Bird today, and surprisingly, from mouth of Canyon all the way to the Bird, snow on the road, and then or on the sides. But then of course, like Superior's already melted out, but like the gut of the canyon is staying nicely shaded. So it's like the rock garden right after Maybird. It looks like it's got 2 feet sitting on top of it.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't know. So if you're looking up Gad, and then you look just to the left of Gad before you get over to Wilbur, there's like those little cliffs and that kind of like brushy alpine area. They have the employee opening today.
Yeah.
And like people were ripping that.
Cool.
And it was it looked well tracked with no rocks.
Donovan told me that he was at the employee day today, and he said some people were hitting Bear Tree Hill, by the gun tower and all that. And he said like he heard that they hit some rocks. He was like,
at the bottom. I heard at the bottom people were hitting rocks.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not touching that.
It's so weird to see the snow totals right now, just because eyeing them at the end of the season was like 800 inches, 750 inches. And it's like, well, we have a long way to go.
Yeah.
But then I'm now on the side of like waiting to ride and seeing that there might be like a 22-inch storm. And I'm like, that's 22 inches out of your average 500. I'm missing a lot here.
That's true. Yeah, we got a lot to compare to. The bar is set quite high, unfortunately. Elevated Ventures. What's up? That's Mike.
Oh, what up, Mike?
What's up, Mike? I heard you got a dark side coming your way very soon.
Yeah, tomorrow he picks it up.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, it just got it got the final resin drops and a couple pieces of little inlay paints on the engravings, and
heck yeah,
it's sitting curing right now.
That's sick. Yeah, so, Mike got a 150.
150
dark side. So sick.
I think that one's like the hand cannon. It's like it's black, nice and small.
Yeah. What do they call that little like blunderbuss or something? Like
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, ever since I made the 150, that's been my favorite to jump on. Out of I love the 154 and a 158, but like each of them feels like, how much deeper is it, or how much how much more angle is there, right?
Yeah, how steeper? Yeah, how much more steep is it? Yeah, that's true. And how fast do you want to go?
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. What's up, all board? No brakes. What?
No brakes.
I like that. What 2 mountains would you recommend for an intermediate rider who is making their first trip to Utah this winter? 2 mountains, intermediate. You want to go first? You got it.
Brighton and Powder Mountain.
Yeah, I'd say those are good choices. Yeah.
Powder Mountain, you're going to get good turns, less powder fever.
Yeah.
Less lines.
Yeah. You definitely want to, if you can, hopefully get it, within a week of a storm, because it can get some sun crust and stuff at Pall Mall. But I would agree. Yeah, those are 2 good options. I was going to say Solitude and Park City are also awesome for intermediate.
Park City, yeah. Park City's huge.
Yeah, it's
Park
so big.
So big.
I mean, I was just talking to Mike about this today, and we can get into this a little more later, but I'm trying to decide where to ride this weekend. And Park City Canyon's even on a weekend, I think you can get away from the crowds if enough terrain's open.
Well, so in your last video about Park
Canyon
City,
side anyway.
Yeah, in your last video about Park City, talking about like lift access, and that like really only from the parking lots does it get congested once you get up mountain. And it made me start thinking about how many resorts for the Cottonwoods. Well, I mean, specifically I'm thinking about Snowbird. Like Snowbird has so much rideable terrain, but the crux of the bird is that it is 3 main egresses. You've got the tram, which is always a weight and a half and takes you all the way to the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
And then Gad and P-Dog. And so,
Peruvian.
but like, there's also no good mid-mountain stop unless you're in Gad Valley over at Gad 2. So it's like the crowds always have to come back down to the base unless Mineral's open. And so no matter what, there's no like disbursement across the mountain where
there's no like permanent disbursement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas like you get to Park City and you have
other than Little Cloud, I guess, because you can come down to Little Cloud and like lap Little Cloud, but
I mean like Regs is great for some speed groomers, but that section Looker's Right of Regs, like once that gets tracked out or days after a storm, it's not the most fun. And
some of the cliffs in there are pretty fun though, like Rasta Shoots.
Yeah.
But I would agree, like there's better layouts at other resorts.
Yeah. And so I feel like if they were able to add another, like, well, some of the expansion plans that I've heard murmuring, right? But like areas that they want to go out to, would obviously help with that. But I think it's like, because especially when we're talking about like intermediate riders, right? And people riding just the groomers, if you're going to Gad or you're going to P-Dog and you're coming back down to the bottom for the longest run, you're back in the line.
Yeah.
And
it's back at the line at like the base.
Yeah.
Like the lodge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So
good point. But anyway, I hope that answered the question about intermediate riding. Would not recommend the Bird for an intermediate riding. I mean, it's fun.
Unless you want to progress really quickly.
That's true. Yeah. If you like going fast down steep terrain, then that's the place to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nick Real said, wish I could go. However, I have to heal my fractured left wrist. Oh, man.
No.
Bomber. Well, speaking of fractures, this guy knows your pain a little bit, not the wrist, but
I broke my right clavicle, and that's I still have 4 weeks until I'm in the clear for riding, but I'm out of a sling and I'm back to work, so that's good. I got a nice plate, 8 screws. So Iron Man over here now.
Yep. You got a fork and knife somewhere in there too?
Exactly. That's what it actually looks like. A metal caterpillar sticking on my shoulder.
So what's your ETA you think of getting on snow?
December 26th. Yeah, technically I've already been on snow.
No hesitation on that.
I took the little up and we went to ride at Alta for our annual open
or Alta closing day.
Yeah. And so I rode on the tiny tyke board. I was just doing some like snow skates. And I was like, this is my day one.
Day one.
I'm not strapped in, so it counts.
That's awesome. And it also counts like towards your doctor too.
Exactly.
You're not strapped in.
Yeah. So. Not going too fast. So but we'll see. It's like, I think I'm gonna take her up either to Solitude or maybe the Bird tomorrow. And like I might go boots only, but might also just like glide behind her. And it's like,
don't do something stupid. No, catch your edge.
I know, right? That's what my neighbor was saying. He's like, you're going slow, you're gonna catch your edge. Yeah, I have to, especially with my right shoulder being my tuck and roll shoulder.
Oh no.
So
well, that explains why you injured it. Like biking, I'm guessing you tried to tuck and roll.
No, I was out of control.
Oh, okay.
So
that's great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Dusty Allen says might send it to Brian Head this weekend from Vegas, depending on weather.
Is Brian Head already open? I think you mentioned they opened like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, they were like the second to open, I think, in Utah.
Brian Head from Vegas is what, 3-hour drive?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's almost exactly the same. It's like a tiny bit shorter as the distance from here. They got a bunch of snow the last storm we had last weekend. Yeah, cool. It looked like they had easily over a foot. So nice. Conditions are probably pretty decent. I don't know what kind of list they have open, but that'd be sick. I'd love to go
even
back
if they
to
just had that main lift, the big old groomers down the center, that's like almost like a straight shot. It'd be fun for just carbon.
Yeah, definitely. So that should be sick. Mike says free parking, no reservations. I guess he's talking about right now.
Park City.
Oh, yeah. Well, are they doing free parking? Like, there is a free lot at Park City.
When we parked there, was that the free lot? Where we had to ride that little open gondola.
Yes, the
Okay.
cabriolet. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the free lot. That's always free. It's first come, first serve. So that's pretty nice. Yeah. And I don't know what they're doing like on the Park City side as far as parking right now, but you know, I went over this in the Park City video, but they've got paid parking, and then after 1 o'clock, it's not anymore and stuff like that. But yeah, there's always
the
a free
reservations aren't in effect after 1, right? That's really nice.
Yeah.
It's like how many days of the year that I head up for like a couple
you
last
get like
chairs.
some things done around the house. You get out of work early and you can head up for 3 or 4 hours, or I guess 2 or 3 hours, I should say. But yeah, that's nice. So that's pretty cool.
Which, to be honest, if you don't get out of the house by 6, sometimes you have to wait till 2 o'clock anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be interesting now though with like parking reservations at Brighton. It used to be just like, oh, if you went up there like around 11, there'd be people leaving,
right?
And you could scoop a spot up,
right?
But now I guess you can't really do that. You have to wait till 1,
which is, that's strange.
Yeah,
they need some kind of like reservation transfer system, right? Where you can like check your reservation back
or
in.
just, I guess it'd be too much work. But if they kept tabs on like cars leaving, they could have a tally of like, oh, now we can let 10 cars in, because 10 cars left or whatever. But I don't know. That's probably too much.
I wonder if we'll see any reduction in the, non-canyon closer traffic for like the classic red snake. If like reservations, I think that's why they claim that they're doing it. But I don't know if it's really why they're doing it.
Yeah,
and there's only like I'd say 3, maybe 4 notable days I can remember at Brighton last year where like we went up there and the traffic was bad, the parking was already full, and there was like a red snake, between Brighton and Solitude, right? It's like usually like parking fills up, but I was gonna say I don't know if like everyone's still trying to get up canyon. I guess you just don't have the anxiety then of being like, am I gonna get a spot? Or
you have to like shell out how much money we did for to park on somebody's.
Talk about that.
To park somewhere where it wasn't in the lot. That's all I'll say.
Man, that was a surprise. But I mean, also like I'm glad we got to ride that day.
Yeah, me too.
It was cool that they were doing it, but I mean, they were also asking for kidneys.
Yeah, for sure. They were taking advantage of.
I mean, what they were charging.
Being a bomb hole cup.
I think we should buy one of those cabins, knock it down, and make a parking lot.
a parking structure, maybe a couple levels.
Yeah.
Carter Johnson says you're going to go to Snow Basin this weekend. Looks like 40 inches from Friday to Monday. I mean, that sounds sick.
Holy cow.
But probably not. I don't have a pass to Snow Basin. I've got the Icon base pass this year. So that doesn't include Snow Basin. I do have some hookups there, fortunately. Mark always hooks me up if I hit him up. But I'll probably wait until a little later in the season when more terrain's open. It's probably going to be a really fun time. I don't know what they'll have open. I mean, maybe if they have John Paul open, that'd be sick. But it's looking good up north for Pall Mall, Snow Basin.
Yeah, Pall Mall was looking like 26 inches storm totals for the weekend alone.
Weekend alone, like Saturday,
Sunday.
That's sick.
And they just opened sundown. Is that right?
I don't think
or they haven't done their sundown opening.
No, I think that's next week.
Okay.
Yeah, next week they open just sundown. Yeah, so we'll head to Snow Basin later in the season when this guy can ride. Yeah. ADH ski. Very nice. Hello from a fellow Marylander. Sick.
Nice.
Where are you from? Loving the content. Keep it up. I am from Howard County originally. I grew up in Columbia and lived there for most of my life. And then in my early 30s, I moved to Baltimore City. Lived there for about 5 years. Met my wife, and then moved here. Lived in Cottonwood Heights for a little bit, and now we're in the Sandy area.
Does ADH Ski know about the crab cakes?
Probably. From a fellow Marylander. Yeah, comment ADH Ski if you got a favorite place to get a crab cake. Curious to know what it is.
I know. I'm just going to have to take a trip out there just for crab cakes. So.
Elevated Adventures Mike, he hates when I say this because I always tell people he's from Baltimore as well. he's like, I'm not from Baltimore, because he's from Frederick County, and anyway, he's from Maryland. So I think that's funny, but he says Austin will set off metal detectors at the airport. Yeah, you probably will.
I will. They're gonna get that.
Yep. Yeah, but the body scan could be fine.
I can put magnets on it, like Post-it notes. My to-do list, but written backwards, so I can see it in the mirror.
Nick says, I'm 6 weeks and counting till being here, I guess. Sick. That's awesome, Nick. Yeah, are you gonna 6 weeks and counting for the wrist? Sorry, that's probably what he's saying.
Oh, so that just happened like yesterday.
That would be my guess. I mean, I'm no wrist expert, but
were we skating? Yeah,
Nick, how did you injure your wrists? And are you local here in Utah? That's another question I was wondering. Yeah, Mike says canyons. He's going there. Reservations, mountainside. Okay, for parking, I guess you got to have reservations for mountainside. They call it. That's the Park City side, I guess I call it. Carter Johnson, Lucas Catania, I learned is the right saying, is going to Snowbird tomorrow. You're going to meet up. I was kind of planning to go to the Bird tomorrow. It's opening day, but I don't actually have a Bird pass this year, and I've got the Icon. I know it sucks. So I sort of have to ration my days. Good news is I got a lot of homies at the Bird. He said that they'll hook me up with comp passes, but I heard a rumor that the comp passes for employees don't work until did you just see that?
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
A thumbs up popped up on our screen. I don't know, but it's cool.
It saw your thumb. It was like, yeah, thumbs up, Dan.
Oh, maybe. But yeah, I heard a rumor that the comp passes that the employees can give out don't go into effect until after Christmas. So that makes it even harder of a decision for me to burn an Icon day there. With so little being open. I heard the tram's going to be open and Gadzoom, but from the tram down, it's just regulator, white ribbon to desk kind of thing. So I don't know if it's really worth it to use up a day there, unfortunately. I got an industry pass at Brighton, so can ride there as much as I want, which is great, and have free parking.
Do you get drone privileges at Brighton this year?
I haven't had it spelled out, but I think so.
We had it out at the end of the season. I'm sure you gotta get approval and whatnot, but
yeah, I think so, because I filmed a lot of drone stuff at Brighton with permission from the marketing department last year, and they're the ones who gave me the industry pass. So I think if I can get a hold of them and talk to them, then
cool.
I hope so. But that would be pretty sick, to film some drone footy in Brighton.
Not to mention Brighton opening day, first chair of the season, first butt on the seat. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked on that. That was pretty
now you
cool.
gotta go get Crest. You gotta go get Crest's opening.
Crest first chair.
Yeah.
That might be a little harder to pull off. Camping. You can't camp in the parking lot. Parking lot doesn't open till 7, but that's a good goal to have. We'll give it a shot. So yeah, long story short, I was very on the fence about going tomorrow, but I think I'm going to pass and try to go Saturday, because the conditions aren't going to be that great anyway. And this storm coming in this weekend, they're saying Saturday and Sunday are going to be like the bulk of the storm. So I think Saturday is going to be better, even though it's going to be a little more crowded. I'm thinking I'll just do that, because I was talking to Mike about this, but Brighton only has Majestic open right now, which is a pretty slow fixed grip lift. And I think on a Saturday, first big POW day of the season, it's going to be pretty
full parking lot with one lift.
Yeah, what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of vibes. Yeah. But
it's
anyway,
gonna be more of a party weekend, right?
Yeah.
Like you're going up just to be in the snow.
And even though the Bird doesn't have much terrain open, them having the tram and Zoom, which are both a lot faster, hopefully the crowds will be a little less. But it's also the first weekend, I think, that Brighton's implementing their new parking reservation system. So that'll be interesting to see if it limits the crowds, or if that's just, I don't know, a bunch of people showing up who don't have reservations and like jamming up the parking lot, who are pissed off and don't know what's going on. It'll be interesting to see what happens. So yeah, that's my thoughts anyway. I'm gonna butcher your name, sorry. Eugene. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Says hope they will increase buses to canyons. Yeah, I assume you're talking about the Cottonwood Canyons. I agree. I hope they increase the buses. It's kind of ridiculous that they haven't. I think
because they cut them.
Yeah.
Right, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And they haven't.
I can't remember if it was last season or the season before. It might have been the season before. I think it was last season, but they cut the routes like in half, and then the frequency of when they were coming, and they got rid of the stop at the base of Little Cottonwood. And yeah, they basically have just tried to sabotage the bus system, it seems. Now, I've heard a rumor that it's just bus drivers leaving to go work in Park City because the wages are higher over there.
Oh,
but if that's true, then our city, Salt Lake, needs to increase the wages. Whoever, I guess, is in charge of paying them, if that's the case. But yeah, I really hope that they increase the bus service, especially for Big Cottonwood. If this whole parking reservation system is the only way you can get up there. But we'll see. They haven't posted anything talking about that. Every time on social media, it seems people ask about that. There's like radio silence from the resorts about if they've beefed up the bus system. So I don't think it looks good, but we shall see. Carter Johnson says Palmau opens December 8th. Yeah, they're getting 40 plus inches from Friday to Monday too, but not open yet. Man, I hope so. I really hope these totals are going to add up or overperform, because we need it so bad here in Utah.
Are you riding for powder this weekend or this year?
I think so. Yeah, I don't know. I've had a relationship with Palmau for the last 4 years, I want to say. And they changed over their marketing staff, unfortunately, but the previous marketing staff, left like good word for me. And I talked to the new director, and she said she wants to continue a relationship. So hopefully that's going to happen, but I don't have a pass in my hand yet. So fingers crossed, say prayers there. Hopefully we'll be riding Palmau and be able to hook up the boys too. I think so. But yeah, they open next week, so it's like
be nice to have really great footage for them, and they've used a lot of it. So I mean, yeah, I think I'm hopeful for you.
Yeah, arguably some of the best footage I've captured has been there that we've captured.
Yeah.
But yeah, stoked for Palmau. So really hope we can get back there this year. Brighton is so underrated. Yeah, I'd say
it is.
I'd say it is, but kind of in a good way, right? Like, we don't want to be like, Brighton's the best, like everybody goes there.
Well, one other cool thing about Brighton is that like there's a lot of accessible zones that are not technically in bounds. You have to be cautious and be prepared.
Yeah.
But like that keep their snow really well.
Yeah.
And it's like, so Definitely. While the rest of the resort, on and off piece gets tracked out, it's like there's some really accessible gems that aren't also hard to get back to the resort from.
Yeah, it's true. And it's kind of nice because there's a lot of those gems that are far enough out of reach from like beginner to like intermediate beginner riders, so that they still stay a little bit tucked away kind of. Yeah. But if you're good and you know where to go.
Yeah, they're not visible usually from
the
lift or from. So.
Yeah, there's like some really cool stuff off piste. And then half of the stuff that they post on social media is out of bounds.
Is in the no man's zone.
Yeah, it's technically backcountry, but it's just so easy to get to, and then back to the lift. It's kind of Brighton. But yeah, that's what's cool about it. ADHD says, oh yeah, crab cakes for life. Love Dudas in Bald and Be More. I haven't been there, I don't think. In Dock Street, Annapolis. Okay, I've heard of Dock Street in Annapolis. Don't think I've been there. I haven't spent that much time in Annapolis, to be honest. Been there a few times, but I don't remember like the names of the places we went. My favorite's Fadley's in Lexington Market. It's kind of a sketchy area, but it's like a real gem in there. One of the OGs if you ever go to Baltimore.
Oh no, Nick.
10th run doing switch on Solitude opening day. Dang.
Metal plate and screws. That's no joke for
opening
wrist.
day. I wonder if that was the opening day on the bunny slope or like the donut opening day.
Oh, the wait, you went to both though, right? You rode the bunny slope.
Yes.
And then you went up and you met up with Hickman.
Yeah, Dan Hickman.
Yeah.
He hit me up like that morning and said he was going to the airport that night, and he was like, "Hey, I got a couple of hours before I go to the airport."
Oh, way to go!
That was sick. Yeah.
If I'm going to the airport, I'm not doing anything that day.
I was pretty impressed.
More power to.
It was a red eye, but still.
Still, it's just like, I'd be afraid that I'm gonna.
Day one, though.
Yeah.
This is day one, man. I mean, I don't know. I think I would do that actually. Just got my metal plate and screws in yesterday. Dang, yeah, yesterday. Luke says, hello, just got here. What did I miss? Oh, what's up, Luke? We didn't miss a whole lot. We just kind of been talking about the resort openings and the snow coming in this weekend. Yeah, I was trying to debate where to ride this weekend or tomorrow. And I don't think I'm going to ride the Bird tomorrow. I'll probably ride the Bird Saturday. It's kind of tough right now because we're getting this storm and it sounds like it's going to be really good, really significant. But there's just like white ribbons open at a handful of resorts.
Yeah. So, I mean, even like you're saying, like.
So you can't really take advantage of all the snow we're getting, but it's going to build a base.
Yeah. It'll be a terrain opener for a week or two from now. Or, you're talking about riding Saturday or Sunday, maybe Monday's the move.
Yeah.
It's like, ski patrol is going to have their hands full.
Mm-hmm. And also just like getting lifts ready and stuff. Like Donovan told me, like Peruvian, they haven't even been able to start doing any work on like getting the lifts running and stuff.
Oh yeah, so even if they have the snow over there, right? Like it's all manpower. It's like their staffing is beginning of the season. When I went and picked up passes today, it was new employee orientation today. So like everyone was green and showing up.
Yeah, that's funny. I did that. I remember those days. Dude, that was 5 years ago. Can't believe it. Steep turns. PC local recovering from some surgeries. Won't be on snow this year.
Oh, bummer.
Dang. Hope Utah has another killer season though. And you too. Thanks. Appreciate that, man. He also says the Bird is the word. Ooh, being a PC local too. He says the Bird is the word.
I mean, PC is not nearly as steep as the Bird.
It's not, but man, the time that we spent there those past 2 seasons, like just the low stress.
One of the all-time days was catching 9999.
9990.
9990. Thank you. And I mean, we had that fresh tracks. No one was the wiser.
Yeah.
And I think we got 3 or 4 laps on that before a crowd showed up.
Yep. I think if I were to just like rate the two or compare the two based on terrain alone, I'd have to give it to the Bird. But based on like overall experience, vibes, and like lack of stress, lack of powder panic, I don't know. I think Park City's got them there. But anyway, Elevated Ventures. Mike says, news said there's not going to be any extra buses going up to canyons this year. There you go. They're actually scaling it back to every 30 minutes when it was every 15. Now, I heard that it's going to be every 30 minutes, but I couldn't remember if they'd already done that or if that's new for this year. But 30 minutes kind of sucks because, if you get there and like a bus just left, like you got to kill another 30 minutes waiting. Yeah. That's pretty rough. When I was first here in Cottonwood Heights, we lived half a mile from a bus stop, and it was nice. They ran every 15 minutes.
Some of your early videos was like waking up, right? Leaving, catching the bus.
Yeah. It was efficient. It was like the best way to get up there. They had, the snow chains that they could deploy. I mean, they still do while the bus is driving.
That's so wild to me.
I know. But it sucks they're scaling it back.
And not to mention, it's like, if you're catching the bus closer and closer to the canyon, you're more likely to catch a full bus, right?
Yeah.
Like the amount of times I saw last year passing bus stops where they were like leaving people because you had to wait for the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
even if it's every 30 minutes, you could just be watching buses go by for like 2 30-minute blocks. Next thing you know, you've wasted an hour or two. Oh, last year was terrible. Line was up to 3 hours, says Eugene. Oof, ouch. Where is he talking about?
Probably the canyon. Hey, we waited 3 hours in the canyons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I waited one day that I had to turn
Little
around. Remember that? Where I was like, I got to the parking lot and I had to go back home.
That's the day that it took me 3 hours from when I left my house to get to the parking lot. That was terrible. That was a bummer. Yep, that was pretty awful. What's the best way to get to Snowbird from the airport? I'm not sure if you're asking like via car or like what route to take, but probably 215.
215 takes you all the way there.
Yeah, you just hop on 215 and then get off at Wasatch Boulevard.
And you're right.
It's fast. Yeah.
How long does it take to get to the bird from the airport? Like 30 minutes? 35?
No traffic? It's probably 45.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say 45 probably. Yeah, that was SXG. Steep Turn says, love that you're repping the bomb hole. Yeah. Have you all rode with Gren Diesel?
Only seen him.
I saw him once before bomb hole was a thing. Like I want to say a season or two before COVID. I saw him at the Bone Zone, and I kind of knew who he was just because I'd seen him in like 32 stuff, and I was like, I'm pretty sure he's a pro rider. And he was just like really friendly. He was just like, hey, how's everybody doing? When like a lot of the people at the Bone Zone were kind of like, don't talk to me, like I'm here to do business, or like, he was just like really friendly, like chatting with everybody, which is cool. But I think it's kind of the closest that I came to riding with him.
I ran into him at the airport last year. That was great.
Oh, yeah.
I just happened to be wearing a bomb hole sweater. I was like, love your show. And he's like, I like your sweater. I was like, oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. But it would be sick to ride with him. I mean, we kind of talked to him briefly last year at the Bomb Hole Cup. I think that was last year, right?
I want to make him a board for the Bomb Hole Cup.
That would be sick.
My idea for the board shaped like their logo for the.
Oh my! I
think that'd be a lot of fun.
Like the DVX, yeah. Yeah, that would be sick.
So I think that'd be really cool.
That'd be really cool. Yeah.
But in my own procrastination, I've yet to email them.
That's hilarious. Would you like engrave it to try to have like some of the,
Yeah, I think that would have to be a lasering. But like I thought it'd be really cool to have like, essentially the tail, right?
Dude,
and
then, that would work.
And then round off the nose like the lens, and then right before the contact points, like cut it in slightly. So it'd be much more of an art board. But
I was gonna say like the side cut would work on one side. The other side. Yeah, totally. Have fun with that. But that's cool. That's a sick idea. But yeah. What else we got here? Nick caught an edge doing switch. Yeah, that sucks. Carter Johnson, what are your thoughts on Powder Mountain and Snow Basin being ranked 1 and 2 resorts by the West and Ski Magazine? I think we should burn Ski Magazine to the ground.
They're great resorts, though.
No, I mean, like, I've got nothing against the resorts or like that ranking. I just hope it doesn't make a ton of people come to both those resorts that wouldn't have otherwise.
Powder's otherwise protected, though.
Kinda. Yeah.
I mean, limited day sales.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just going to make that even harder for people who are trying to get day sales.
Yeah, that's true.
And the waiting list for the season pass is just going to get longer and longer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it's interesting. I mean, I haven't ridden every resort in the West, so I can't really say. But I feel like, I don't know. I want to know based on what exact criteria. I mean, I should probably just check out the article, but I'd like to know.
You have to hold the Ski Magazine.
Yeah, that's true. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I mean, if you're just talking about like lack of crowds, it's pretty uncrowded at Pall Mall, and it's not that crowded at Snow Basin. And they have some pretty sick terrain too. I mean, I love both those resorts. So my basic thought is I wish they didn't do it, but I probably can't argue with it either. All board, no breaks. What's up, man? Been waiting for a live stream for a while. Sick. Well, glad we got one going.
Nice.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to do more of these. I'm going to make it a goal. I feel like I say this every year to try to do it every week. So if you guys like it, let me know if you want to see these every week. And also let me know if this is a good time or not. I picked Wednesdays because I'm trying to do uploads Mondays and Fridays. So I thought I'd kind of sandwich them with a live stream. So let me know if you guys like this time and if you like this time of day, if you prefer it to be earlier or on a different day or something like that. Let me know.
We should do a live stream from Brighton night riding one Wednesday.
Yes. Yeah. Will you bring the antenna or the tower for?
We'll have Starlink.
Okay. Love it. I did a live video like on Instagram once from top of Mach Chanel.
And with the GoPros, you can live stream
to the
right. Instagram app.
I should give that a try. That'd be cool. Yeah, I get my brain running now thinking about that because that's such a like wider lens, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nick says official opening day via Moonbeam. Okay, that's when he did it. Well, at least you got to ride Moonbeam.
Yeah, and hey, at least your season's not shot, right?
But I understand now why you broke your wrist.
Yeah.
If you were going down Moonbeam,
the ices.
Dude, it was slide for life. Yeah. Dan and I did like one lap each on it, and we were like, okay, let's go over to the park on the bunny slope. Because it's just, you know, it's not their fault. It's just with such limited snow and everybody riding over it all day long and it being in the shade, it got pretty firm. Yeah. Hey, Pete. Remember Pete from Park City?
Yeah.
Canyons?
Yeah.
He's on here. What's up, Peter? He said, yo, what's good, boys? We'll be at the Bird tomorrow and Sunday. Road closure seems like a sure bet. The games begin.
Heading up past Maybird and all the Abbey debris from last year, all being like with like that dust or the snow that it has on it, it looks wild right now.
I bet.
I mean, it's just like 50-50s everywhere into more punji sticks. But yeah, dude, it looks even more gnarly than
we got to get some tree jib footage.
Yeah.
Yep. Sick, Pete. I think I might miss you. I'm probably going to go Saturday and maybe Monday to the Bird. At least that's what I'm thinking right now. But I'm sure we'll ride again together and bump into each other somewhere. Steep turns. I got a free shirt opening day at Snowbird last year. It was sweet. Were you there? Yeah, it was opening day last year. I think I missed the free t-shirts. I saw them handing them out. And I was like talking to somebody or something. I think we were both like opening day at the Bird last year.
Yep.
Yeah. I want
to
say
their 50 t-shirts.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, we didn't get a t-shirt. But that was sick. I mean, they opened Peruvian day one and like there was terrain off the Cirque.
Do you remember how wild the snow was though? Like,
yeah,
you'd be riding
I remember.
Like knee deep powder, and then all of a sudden you'd come up on like a banking, and it would just plane out pure ice.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Hit your face and
so
then slide into
unpredictable.
powder.
My first run, I almost took out one of you guys. Somebody who was like, "Dude, I love the channel. Can I get your lap with you?" And I'm like, yeah. And then I like knocked him out because I couldn't turn. And then I almost took out an old lady on skis. I mean, I kind of did take her out, but I asked her like 5 times if she was okay, and she's like, "Yeah."
It was like a gentle hug.
Yeah, dude.
You know, and it was one of those things where you're like, you know, both of you were opposite sides of a gully, and it was like, you know, in line, so it was like opposite turns.
Yeah, it was just crazy, like the variable from turn to turn, how variable the snow was, but it was still sick.
Oh yeah,
and I would
best opening day.
Yeah, best opening day ever, probably. Yeah.
I don't think Superior melted once last year. I think it was snowy from top to bottom.
You're probably right. Yeah. Yep. Steep turns. Was there on 9990 opening day last year. Was amazing. I bet. Everywhere was great opening last year. I mean, I remember like in the Cottonwoods, they had like a 60-inch base day one. Love PC, Jupiter Lift, 9990 and Saddleback, Peak 5 Trees too. Yep. Chase took us to Peak 5 Trees. That was sick.
Trace, I hope he makes it out here.
I know. Yeah, if you guys don't know, Trace had to move to Mississippi for this year, so he's hoping to come back and visit and ride with us, but won't see him in the videos quite as much, unfortunately. But love you, Trace. Yeah, seriously.
Well, I'm gonna miss the vibes and the butters.
Oh, he's got the best butters, yeah. But bird is still a word. Can't beat the terrain. Definitely agree. Hey, what's up, Sandra G? Hey, what do you think about the Olympics potentially coming to Salt Lake in 2034? Oh man, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I heard that they're like top of bid.
Yeah, I think it's like all but a done deal. Last I heard.
Wow.
Like,
I mean, Olympics coming here. Mainly that's going to stick in the downtown area and back over in canyons. Like Park they didn't do anything in the Cottonwoods.
No, because they can't. They can't do anything in the Cottonwoods, it being a single lane road. Now, it's going
to be the push for the gondola,
right?
Now, if
they're going to be like, this is why we need the gondola. We need multiple gondolas. We're just put gondolas everywhere.
We need a tunnel and tracks. Take the tracks, expand
underground train.
Everybody
says it's going to cost a fortune, but just invest in the future.
But hey, I mean, the taxation on getting the gondola is wild. How many people ski here?
I know.
From the valley, right?
Yeah, they're trying to make the taxpayers pay for the gondola, which is like, really? Not the ski resorts? But anyway, we were talking about Olympics.
Yeah, the Olympics.
I think it's cool. I mean, I think it would be exciting, but at the end of the day, it's like, do we need more eyes on Salt Lake? No, take the Olympics to Colorado or another country. I don't know. Yeah, and I feel like just the congestion and everything that would be going on during the Olympics is like, but I don't know. I'm kind of neither here nor there on the subject. I'm kind of 50-50 on the fence. But it'd be kind of cool to just be like, hey, I'm going to go check out, slopestyle or park and see, people chucking themselves in ways that they should probably be dying right now.
Remember when we saw the Korea team at Korea team at Woodward 2 years ago? That was wild.
That was nuts. That in and of itself was so cool.
Humbling.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yep. Nick says, had a good talk with you during the bunny slope opening at Solitude. Oh, yeah, sick. Dude, yeah, in the parking lot. Duh. Oh, man. Now I'm putting it all together.
Oh, even.
Yeah. That's crazy. Oh, man. Sorry about the wrist, but yeah. You'll heal quick, and at least it's 6 weeks and not, 6 months. So, but yeah, it's a bummer. John Marquez, hi, big fan of the channel and the Dark Side board. Will the Lunar Twin be out this season?
It sure will be.
Ooh. Yeah, I will let you divulge as much as you want to.
No, it's the prototype's finished on it. We're just waiting to get some good laps before we fully pull the trigger on saying like, hey, let's let this thing out in the wild. But so far I'm super happy with it. It is a traditional twin in terms of there is no setback. It's a centered stance. I'm super stoked that it is. It's got a ton of camber. It's basically camber from tip to tail, and with small transition zones. So
no early rise.
No, there's flat zones for transition, but no early rise.
Cool.
But it is also volume shifted, so it's a wide board. And so we set it up in a way that like you'll be able to slam the bindings back if there is fresh, you want to go get it. But it's going to be we're trying to position it in a way that like it'll be a powerhouse board for those that have a back leg for it, and it'll be it'll be a lot of fun.
No taper, right?
No taper, no. So it's you'll be seeing some pictures of it and an official release pretty soon. And then our plan right now is to basically have it as a limited run prototype board this year. So as long as I don't have any like changes, as long as it's not like so basically like what I was hoping to achieve with it was kind of a harken back to some earlier 2000s boards where like you had just tons of camber, tons of edge hold, and like a super stable board without a bunch of the, you know, transitional zones that you find in modern profiles.
Yeah.
And
so definitely something that you can charge with.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less forgiving than a entry-level board.
Yeah.
But that's awesome.
But
that.
And we're changing up some materials on it versus like our other line to also make it a little bit more accessible. And yeah, it should be
Sweet.
It should be a fun addition. I never thought I was gonna develop a twin, and then we moved out here, and it was like it just started leaking in.
Yeah, it's too funny. Do you think I nudged you in that direction, or just
a number of factors?
Trace,
Brian, like asking, like, "Oh, do you guys have twins?" You guys, you know, and like I've always loved directional boards, and I grew up riding, you know, twins. And when like I missed the early directional days, right? Like my generation was starting
for
riding was on popsicle sticks.
Oh yeah.
And then
me too.
One thing that I miss riding like in some boards is like having that true traditional camber. And then, but the biggest thing out here was like, you know, our snow stays so great for so long, and you can go a couple weeks between storms that like, versatile riding. And like, I used to never ride a ton switch. And then moving out here, I ride switch more than I ever have.
Yeah. Especially traversing,
you know, it's like, you know, there's a lot of technical steeps out here. Whereas like up in the Pacific Northwest, I always felt like, you know, we were just chest deep powder all the time. And then, you know, cascade concrete, once it gets tracked out, you're not really playing it anymore.
That makes sense. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm stoked to get on it. I can't wait to ride it.
We have a sneak peek of it. I can hold it. I took a picture of the wall before I left.
Ooh, exclusive, guys. Exclusive here. While you pull it up, I'll see what else we got.
There it is right there.
Oh, okay. Oh, so sick. Yeah, I love how it's still like got the edges, like the profile of it still fits kind of with the Lunar brand. So yeah, I'm really stoked to get on that board.
It should just be a couple weeks.
Yeah, right?
You might be the first one to ride it.
I mean, I feel terrible doing that to you, but if you're offering,
I'd rather get on snow and get some feedback on it.
Yeah, if you're offering, I would. Steep Turn says, love to hear the Gren Diesel story. Met him at Bjorn's film premiere last year. He was there? That's cool. I don't think you were there, were you?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I was at Bjorn's film premiere.
I was in Washington.
But I didn't see Grandy. That's cool. He says he's chill AF. What does AF stand for? Just kidding. SXG, thanks. What I meant was, what's the best transportation to get to Snowbird from the airport? Okay. Best shuttle van, bus company versus taxi or Uber. Canyon's transportation, I think they're calling it, right? You heard of this new transportation?
No.
They started it, I think, last year. Yeah, I think it's just called Canyons. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But there's like a $10 shuttle, and it's $10 round trip, I think from anywhere in the valley. And I'd have to look into it, to be honest, to make sure that they would pick you up from the airport and take you all the way to the bird. But Canyons Transportation, it sounds like, was a pretty good option for a lot of people last year that didn't, make the bus or want to drive up. And $10 round trip is pretty decent. Mm-hmm. I might even try it this year a couple times. We'll see. So I'd say look into that. If they don't do something as far as from the airport, then I guess probably Uber would be the best if you don't have a rental car. There's no real good bus, I don't think, system that goes from the airport to the canyons that I know of. But maybe you could take it'd be cheaper, I guess, to take an Uber to the bus line and then hop on the 795. Geez, it's been so long since I've taken it. It's sad to say. But yeah, you could have an Uber from the airport to the bus line, and that would be cheaper, I guess.
I think we should go to Solitude, and we should have dark side days. John's got a dark side. Mike's got a dark side. You got a dark side. We'd be like a biker gang of dark sides.
Yeah, we should get some leather jackets.
We should.
Along with it.
Yeah.
Steve Turns also says Ski Mag also ranks Deer Valley higher every year, so it doesn't mean much. High every year That's true. Yeah. Wait till the resort review comes out for Deer Valley, by the way. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. I am still doing those videos. I didn't get one out this Monday. I was hoping to, but I'm working on the Brighton review right now. And that's going to be the next video that drops, by the way. Mike says, now I know what to get for Christmas subscription to Ski Magazine. Yeah, right. Yeah, give me a subscription to Slush. I've been asking for one like every Christmas, and Salk hasn't got me one. So give me a subscription to Slush. Okay. Steep turns. Yeah, all for the live streams. Love hearing from locals. Sick. That's awesome. Red, what's up, Red? Love to see more live streams. Glad to see you back on snow.
Idaho. Red, have you been to
snow this weekend?
Not what's it called?
Bogus?
Palomera.
Oh
no, there's a ski resort that's like 3 hours away from here.
Pomegranate?
I don't
know.
Something. I gotta look it up now.
Palma something. If you know, you can.
We gotta go there this year.
We should. My father and mother-in-law are now in Boise, so all the more reason for me to get up there and try some Idaho resorts. Yeah, trees all knocked over in LCC from the Abbeys last year is wild. Yes, it is. Pete says might be there Monday too, and maybe Tuesday. Sweet at the Bird, looking like 3 really good days. Coming in a little upside down. I know. I heard it might come in a little bit.
Yeah, Pineapple
colder
Express is rolling up.
first, and then wet dense. So our backcountry layer is going to be so jacked this year. It sounds like.
Did you already see that big Abbey?
Yeah. Oh no, I thought you were going to talk about the weak layers they've been showing.
I mean but there was just a border that was in a pretty sizable slide in Big on Tuesday.
Jeez, no, I didn't realize that. That's crazy. Yeah, real opening's probably going to be delayed till Tuesday and beyond. I agree. This storm's just going to help get stuff open. Like the storm riding isn't going to be that great. I mean, there's going to be awesome snow, but there's just limited stuff to ride. But it's going to help stuff get open. So after this week, hopefully resorts are going to start looking really good. See turns. People were riding Country Lane Suicide off Superior into July. I know. It's crazy. Ben Trulio, sick. What's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while. What is your overall goal of board progression this season? Overall goal.
The moon.
The moon, baby. The moon. Yeah. No, good question. I feel like people ask me this every year, and each year I don't have like a great answer. But I will say this year, I think I really want to put out like a really good edit for next year. That's like a new welcome to the channel kind of video.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, I've been talking about it for a few years now. So I haven't decided if that means I'm gonna have to film some stuff that's not for regular uploads, or just put it all together at the end from what I've captured and already posted. But I want to talk to like Dan Hickman. He's been really cool with filming last few seasons, and see if he's willing to help me put together like a little bit of a vision that I have for that video. And then
a video wizard.
And then another goal is to get upside down more. Last year I got upside down a few
intentionally
times.
Upside down, not like tumbling upside down.
Yes, okay. Intentionally upside down. Last year I did a few fronties and backies, but I didn't stick anything. My legs were not great when it came to landing, so I want to get a lot more consistent.
At Woodward.
Been putting some time in at Woodward, yeah. So hopefully that helps.
Foam pits just like powder.
Yeah, back threes with grabs. I'm claiming it. They're coming. Okay. And then another goal. I sort of started this last year, but didn't finish it. Is to get to the last 3 resorts in Utah that I haven't been to. Eagle Point, Nordic Valley, which is like right there. Should have done it by now. And Cherry Peak. Haven't done those 3. Need to do them, especially if I'm gonna. Cherry Peak is up north. Yeah, it's by Logan.
Right.
So yeah, if I want to finish this review of all the Utah resorts, I need to get to those, which I've been wanting to do anyway. So that's another goal. I don't have the Ski Utah Silver Pass this year, so it'll make it a little more challenging, but not that much, I don't think. So yeah, that's like 3 goals, I guess. But That's my best answer, Ben. Red says last season was epic snow-wise out west. Rode for my first time in May. Sick. Pretty solid season. Yeah, you picked a good time to start. I feel bad for anybody who's like, this is my first season, like this one, you know? It's like, but then again, maybe it's not bad if it was the crowds and everything, because it was pretty crowded last season.
Yeah. I'm wondering if we'll finally see a slight taper in crowds this year, just like,
I think so. I mean,
as like, especially as remote work has died down a little bit.
Knock on wood, so far I've noticed, it seems on the times that I've been out, it seems like there's less people, but it could just be because we've had a slow start to the season. A number of things, I don't know. Yeah. Tate Farrell says, when's the Millie going to open at Brighton? Millie, unfortunately, I think they need quite a bit more snow. Millie's
usually the last year to open.
Is it, or is Western?
I always feel like it's Millie just because it's like the most aggressive terrain.
Yeah. Brighton. It's either opening like the same time or like right after Western. But typically they don't open it until like a month after Brighton's opening day, and with the little snowfall we've had, I'm gonna say like January 1st, somewhere around there, probably. That's my prediction, my guess. No, I hope I'm wrong. I hope we just get nuked on from here on out after this weekend. But yeah, probably after December would be my guess. It usually takes till like early January, maybe mid-January, for the entire mountain to be open, which is a shame because I love Millie. Can't wait for Millie. Red says, sick board. Love seeing the lineup expand. Sweet.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah. Working class active. Brandon, what's up? What up, D? Stoked for the season. Me too. Dude, you've been crushing it with the videos lately, by the way. You've been putting out some really cool content. He's on California, riding mammoth and bear.
I don't know if I've ever seen his channel. I'm going to check that out.
Yeah, you should check it out. Sound Spoon, Snow Basin opens tomorrow. Stoked to get some POW this weekend. You?
Nice.
Sweet. Yeah, that's going to be fun. Yeah. I would go up there again if I had access and a pass. But yeah, we'll wait till later. Red, resort reviews have been awesome, especially for those of us not in Utah. Cool. Appreciate that, man. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, you guys asked for them. I did a poll early in like the fall, and a lot of people were asking for resort reviews, so I'm glad you guys are liking them.
You know, something I thought was really cool about your reviews, your system for ranking. As I realized, Sam and I were talking. Yeah. I was like, oh, cool. So like your system for ranking is fairly balanced because like you can look at it based on whether or not, if you're coming here for vacation and you're not a hardcore rider and you're like, I'm going for amenities, right? And you're like, let's look at these mountains that have scored high, right? Like you could have mountains that scored maybe low on advanced terrain, but high on amenities.
Yeah.
And it's still an upper ranking mountain for that reason, right? And so the kind of the power triangle of where they land is very balanced. It's not like, oh, like this, you know, I'm just looking for the hard riding. So yeah, for people looking to get information, I think they're really good.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that was the goal. And I thought like, these are the things that mostly just matter to me, but also I think would matter to other people. Kind of the one thing I didn't include, and Mike suggested this, is I didn't talk about lodging at resorts, but this is also like reviews coming from a local, and I honestly don't know about the lodging. Like I can just say like, well, I've seen like the village at Solitude and it looks cool, but I've never stayed there. So I don't really want to weigh in my 2 cents on it. And I know Brighton, you know, has like very tiny lodging. But I guess I'm also kind of thinking people would probably try to like Airbnb it if they're here, or this is mostly like if you're staying in Salt Lake and then driving up to wherever resort or whatever. But I figured there's probably like good enough reviews of lodging and stuff online that people can figure that out. I don't know. But that's the only thing that maybe is lacking. See turns. I was probably thinking of another film premiere. Oh, okay. Went to a few at the same place where Bjorn's was. Okay. I mean, he might have been there too. I might have just missed him, but maybe it was another premiere. But that's a cool building down there, downtown. Pomerel is the report.
Is the resort. That's the Idaho.
Oh, resort.
Yeah.
Sweet. Haven't rented it. gets really cold there, but the price is right. Nice.
Yeah, I heard it's super chill. They do like I don't think they're open every day in the week, right? It's like kind of like Eagle, where
like
it's
Eagle Point.
Thursday through Sunday, super
And
local,
like
2 or 3
Friday.
lifts. Yeah. So
cool. Yeah, that'd be fun to check out. And the guy who, or somebody who's like family with the owners or something.
Their family, a removed member of the family, or it's part of their family.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's how I had heard about it.
Cool.
It seems like a super chill place to go.
Sweet. We might wrap this up in a bit, guys. We've been doing this for about an hour, so thank you guys for being here. If you got any more questions, drop them. I'll try to answer everybody's. Steep turns, dropping off. Catch y'all on the next one. Sweet. Hope the powder is good this weekend for y'all. You definitely. On another note, would love to see more content on the split. I know I keep hearing that from a few people. Yeah, I'll try to get on it as much as possible. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, the backcountry is not looking great right now with the layers we got and the long gaps we've had in between storms. It's getting quite sketchy out there.
I think we should get into some POW surfing.
I think it's a great idea.
Birds and POW surfers.
Yeah. Yep. Now we just need to find somebody who's either got one or could build one.
Do you know anyone? Weird.
I don't think so. I think it is odd though that like I don't know anybody personally who has a POW surf.
Have you ever POW surfed?
No.
It's a blast.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I should have known you have. That's what I hear. I hear it's awesome. I mean, I can't wrap my head around like being restricted to only doing like one thing on a board versus like having the board attached to my feet. But I just figure it's got to be like something totally different. So
I was checking out Grassroots, and I didn't realize Grassroots is up in Logan. The guy who started it, he's been Grassroots. He's like kind of an OG. I think he is the OG, and
I think for POW surf. He claims that he built like the first one.
But he's got POW surfers that you can ride switch. He's got one that's called like the snow skate.
Really,
and like they've got tails on them. You can ollie on them. He has a documentary that he produced on POW surfing. And like the routes based in Japan on it. It was super cool. Watch. I'll have to send it to you.
I've seen
he's like doing kick flips.
Wow, that's sick.
Yeah.
I've seen Aiden Haskell do some pretty gnarly stuff on a POW surf.
Yeah.
By the way, did you hear he just got picked up by Cardiff?
Did he really?
Yeah.
Good for him.
I know, me too.
That's awesome.
Pretty stoked on that. But it's also interesting that's like
maybe they'll make a snow skate.
It's interesting because like I want to talk to you about this too, because in like almost the same month Cardiff within like 2 weeks they announced that he's on the team and he's very freestyle. Like he does a ton of snow skate stuff, ton of park stuff, which to me is not what you think of when you think of Cardiff. But also like a week prior, maybe 2 weeks prior, did you see they announced they're making skis?
No. Not super surprising, being that they come from such a like touring focus, initially. I mean, wow, interesting. I
know. So to me, it's like those are polar opposites. Like you can't get more opposite. Like putting somebody like Aiden, who's like super freestyle, like Brighton vibe, baggy pants.
But I also think that's
and I love him. I think he's
the
awesome.
Backcountry is missing in some ways of like the playfulness. Yeah, right? It's like it's not all steep and deep lines. Like you find people who are going out there and like So,
but skis.
Oh, skis, yeah. I don't know.
And it's not like new models of skis. Like they're calling it like the goat skis and the crane skis, and it's like the same graphic, but just
so they're making a ski inspired by
and skis like with I guess some of the same like tech in them or the same stiffness or camber or whatever.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I mean, I know I've got fans out here who are skiers, and we have friends who are skiers.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
To me, I'm just like that's strange. That's a strange move to. I don't know.
I can see it with like, large, like it makes sense with large companies, Solomon, K2, right? People who have, who like are,
but
have been in the industry. Yeah. Originally.
Yeah. From the beginning.
Lib.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I've always thought that Mervin is a strange one, but at the same time, like they're a massive manufacturer. But, by the way,
diversify. We got a super chat from Mike. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate that, buddy. $5. He says, stoked for the season. See you soon. Yeah, I can't wait to ride with you, man. We need to ride a lot more this season.
Yeah.
and we have been.
We were passing ships at Park City last year.
I know, right? Yep. All right. We'll see if there's a few more questions and then wrap this up. Carter Johnson, what leg workouts do you do during the winter time to help with snowboarding, particularly for keeping your knees healthy? Good question, man. I don't do as much leg works out in the winter as I should, besides riding. But leading up to the winter, definitely like summer and preseason, I try to do a lot of squats and it's like single leg balance stuff. Sorry, my phone keeps going off. Like I was at the gym with Celica, and they have like one of those what do you call it? Like a balance ball that's like only half, like cut in half.
Mm-hmm.
One of those like big ball things, cut in half. Like throw that on the ground and then try to stand on the ball with like 1 foot for 30 to 60 seconds each leg. And I find that it really strengthens a lot of those smaller muscles in your knees. Also, if you can do like a balance board, even if you don't have a balance board, I find that helps a lot too with your knees. But you can make a balance board pretty easily if you have like a 2 liter of like an empty 2 liter of soda or whatever, fill it with water, or a 3 liter if you can find a 3 liter. Sometimes they have those at like a dollar store or something.
I've never heard of a 3
It's even better. Yeah, they have them.
Nice.
But or you can use like a PVC piece of PVC. And then if you throw like a skateboard without wheels and trucks on it on top, you can use that. That works as a pretty good balance board.
Whole hog. You got to get the big 5-gallon water jug, like at the they used to have in the portables.
Yeah, there you go. Even better.
No pain, no gain.
Yeah, and then like lunge squats where you like walk with your knees really low to the ground, stuff like that. I mean, I found that helps a lot with leg strengthening and knees. Wall sits where you like sit up against the wall and crouch like you're in a chair, but there's no chair.
I think you need to do some workout videos, Dan.
I might.
This is your off season.
Yeah. Leave a comment if you guys want to see some preseason training.
Try and do a partnership with Yoga with Adrian. It's some actually, have you heard of oh, never mind.
All right, cliffhanger, guys. Until the next chat, we'll discuss whatever Austin's thinking.
I didn't need to derail us anymore.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We are wrapping it up. Is anything else? Chris Struck says, stoked for the season. Ran into you at Solitude's opening weekend. Nice. That's awesome, man. It was good to see you hitting Snow Basin this weekend. It seems like they will have the most for open so far. I should look into what Snow Basin's going to have open. Do you think that's more than the Bird? Because the Bird's got the tram open from the top, just regs, regulator down to Gad Valley. So I would think that that's the most vertical, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they got John Paul open and something else. I don't know. Dad says, keep it up, boys. Here we go.
You.
Washed up 168. I like your name. Man, I don't know where to ride this weekend. Yeah, I'm having the same.
Hey, as long as you ride this weekend, you can't go wrong.
I know, I guess, but I'm having the same thing. I just keep going back and forth. I'm like, well, this resort has only one lift open, but they've got less parking issues. And this
I will say that's a really nice thing about Utah is that like the variety and distance is, it's great accessibility.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice problem to have if you're fortunate enough to say like, oh, where should I ride?
Yeah.
And if you only got one pass or an icon or something, then maybe it's a little bit easier. Yeah. So Eugene says, what's the best class for Avalanche and from what to start?
The book, Staying Alive in Avalanche Terrain. That's the number one starter.
There's a thumbs up again.
And thumbs up. And then Airy 1. Or like you find whoever your local Avalanche affiliate is. Like,
I did the Airy 1, and by the way, spell it out. That's AAIRE, I think.
American Avalanche.
I forget what it stands for. But I did that for my Avalanche 1 backcountry safety class, and I liked it a lot. I did it at Snowbird. They offered it at Snowbird. We just went in the back of Mineral, out of bounds, and yeah, it was really good. I liked it a lot.
But then there's like, even like
Know Before You Go online.
Yeah.
Is that what you're gonna say?
No, I was gonna say it's like even like Utah Abbey, right? They put on workshops, right? You don't have to fork over and go do a 3-day class for area, just like trying to get your toes in the water. You can go to community workshops and or Facebook splitting groups and like people getting out, and like half the battle is just practicing, right? It's like,
that's true.
I'll say that like one of the biggest challenges is like getting out just even to a local zone and being like, like let's drop an extra beacon, let's do some training, let's like freshen up on the skills, and like you can do a lot of prereq work to even get comfortable with the idea.
Totally. Dude, we should be doing that with you while you can't ride.
That's a great idea. The shovel will strengthen my shoulder too.
Yeah, you can do some beacon searches. Right? Yeah, let's do that.
Okay,
I'm not even joking.
Go to like Donut Falls area.
Anywhere out there. Yeah.
After this weekend, our backyard. Yeah, for sure.
So anyway, I hope that helps. Yeah, and I was gonna say you should hop on UtahAvalancheCenter.org, I believe is the website, and they should have a list of all their like upcoming workshops and stuff like that, so that maybe you can get in for free if you're local to this area. If you're not, hopefully wherever you're living has something similar. Most places have like a avalanche organization.
Speaking of, what are you doing Monday?
Maybe riding at the Bird.
Right, Monday night. There is a backcountry workshop happening downtown. That's not Utah Abbey, but it's like a it's route finding and stuff that they don't really talk about in Area 1. It's like more about like navigation. So
sweet. All right, hope that helps. All right, guys, it's 9:11 our time, so we will wrap this up as fast as I can go. Thank you all for being here. Yeah, Eugene says in SLC area. Cool. So yeah, Tate Farrell, go on a trip out there every year. Been dying to go to Snowbird ever since I started watching y'all. Looks awesome. Sweet. That's sick, man. I love hearing that.
That's awesome.
That's why we do it. Carter Johnson, Snow Basin's gondola is open, so top to bottom.
All
sick.
Right.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's some good vertical. I don't know by the numbers if that's more than the Bird, but it's got to be close. Chris Stuck, slightly less than the Bird, actually. There you go. I think the gondola is 2,400. No John Paul yet. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Luke Ackelson, Austin, any plans on shipping boards to Canada yet? The dark side is my dream board. Oh,
we're working on it.
It's such a challenge.
It is. It's there's just a lot of unknowns with international commerce, and it's like we can. It's been something that we've been trying to get a straight answer on. It's things like duty charges and import taxes, to say the least. So it is something that we're working on. In fact, we've talked to a couple retailers. So that might be like an intermediary way, right? Cool. Of people who already have set up international distribution for their shops.
Nice.
And so we might be able to go like through them, but that's only conversations. But it is something that we really hope to do. And we've had other people who have used private means of shipping, like where we ship through what is it, like someone else handles all liability of shipping. So reach out to us and we'll see if we can figure out something.
Yeah. The short answer is he wants to.
Yeah.
Definitely. We just wish it was easier.
Yeah.
But
that there was like a straight answer.
Yeah. Cool. Well, unless there's any other questions, guys, I think we'll wrap it up. Thank you guys for being here. It's so sick. Stoked that we could do this, and thanks, Austin, for dropping in.
Heck yeah, thanks for the invite. It was fun.
Of course, buddy.
I'll have to do another one.
What else are you doing? You got nothing else to do while you're injured,
right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Never mind. He's making snowboards for all you guys.
I got nine cores right now on the racks to go through the press, and another set that need to go be built into cores. So That's what I'll be doing when I get home.
There you go. Sick. All right. Well, we'll let you get out of here. We'll let all you guys get out of here, especially if anybody's on the East Coast. It might be getting close to bedtime. But thanks again for everybody being here. Thanks, Mike, for the super chat. And yeah, I'm going to try to do another one of these next Wednesday. Let me know in comments for this or any other video or on Instagram or something what you guys think of this time and day. And if you'd like to see a different day or a different time, then we'll try to make it happen. All right, y'all.
Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have an awesome season.
Balloons.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have enough experience of this to know what's going on. Sam says, oh, Luke, if you're going to be in the States riding, we can try to get it to you then. Work for some other riders in addition to some other people paying for private shipping. Yep, it's true. Carter says Lucas Catania had a live stream earlier and his followers like you. Sick.
Oh, nice.
On. Yeah. Cool. All right, guys. We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.